Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of my reaction time with Jay, because he's gonna be watching more of Share My Story. He's gonna be watching Share My Story. In this one, he's reacting to a true story animation of a guy being breastfed at 16 years old. And just to let you guys all know, I already did watch this video before, long time ago, not like very long time ago, like recent long time ago. And yeah, let's just see how he would react to this. And let's get started. Alright.
Hey, I'm Jay from the Cub Scouts, and
Hi.
welcome back to another episode of Share My Story videos. I am making another episode of this because some of these videos are just really bizarre. Like,
yeah,
take a look
they're
at this
bizarre,
one, for
yet
example. Look at the
satisfying
thumbnail.
to watch at the
Without
same
even
time.
knowing what the title of this video is,
Stepmom
you
pregnant.
think, well, actually it says stepmom pregnant right there. Well,
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't actually say how she got pregnant, but the title here...
I got my stepmom pregnant. Yes.
The title here is so ridiculous that you just have to do
Yeah,
these
thumbnails.
things, you know what I mean?
Thumbnails and misled titles, okay?
Because you're just like, wait, what? And you're
Yeah.
just like, I gotta know. So we're
You
about
got
to check
to
it out
know.
right now because
Yes.
cool thing you dealt with that.
Everybody get ready and buckle up, cause here we go.
My dad's a total jerk, and not even good looking.
That escalated quickly.
So how come he was able to marry Lexi, a stunning model
I
who's
haven't
been on
watched
the
this
cover
one
of
yet.
Vogue
Just
and
to let
dated
you all know.
several famous football players?
Ooh.
Well, we live in South America, and my dad made lots of money taking backhanders.
That's probably why he got Lexi, I'm just saying.
Yeah, he was a corrupt politician who was
Of
giving
course,
government
because
contracts to
he,
whoever
you know,
paid the biggest
you know.
bribe. That's
know.
why he lived in an enormous mansion, even though his government salary was less than $50,000 per year. How do I know all this? Well, my dad told me. He even tried to recruit me. He said I'd make lots of money. But I refused
course.
and told him that millions of people were living in poverty because of corrupt politicians like him.
Ooh,
Of
tell
course, he got
Tell him,
angry
sonny
and
boy.
yelled at me to be
Politics
grateful
now these
for everything
days, like, you
bought
just
for
have
me.
to debate, like, whether
I
this or
didn't care,
that,
though.
and
And the real
economics,
victim was
corruption,
Lexi
all
anyway.
that.
After she got married to my dad,
Yeah.
he treated her horribly. He'd make her dress in revealing maid costumes and ordered her to cook for him or clean the living room while he watched.
Bruh.
He seemed to get
Okay. It's just like right at the same timing, but like, you shouldn't be treating like girls, you know, as, you know, housemates like that. Girls are not being seen as independent women, because me right now, I'm an independent woman, but like, you know, yeah. Like, all you women out there who are watching this, please, like, you don't have to be dependent on your beloved ones, even though if, like, you're dependent and you're depending on your beloved ones, like, half of it, like, have the amount that you are depending them. You also have to be independent for yourselves too, okay?
a kick out of having power over her. Okay, maybe you think Lexi deserved it. I mean, she only married Dad for his money. But
Yeah,
she always
true.
seems so
Who knows?
sad.
Who knows the real answer?
One day, I found Lexi crying. I asked what was wrong.
All right,
And
here
she
we
told
go,
me my
guys.
dad had screamed at
How
her
he
for
got his
hours and
stepmom
said he'd kick her out if she annoyed him again.
Ooh.
I said I was sorry for how my dad was treating her, but suddenly she pushed me back, straddled me, and started kissing me all over.
Anybody who's a whippersnapper, and if you don't know what a whippersnapper is, if you feel like you may be a whippersnapper,
I'm not a
cover your eyes
whippersnapper.
right now, because Lexi is about to get a sexy.
She whispered,
She will get the real.
"Show me how a real man treats a woman." I should have walked away, but
Man,
I was only 19.
you don't walk away.
Having a gorgeous model come on to me was the best thing that had ever happened to me.
True.
As we were making out, I heard my dad walking towards the room.
Stop,
Laughed
stop,
and told me I
stop.
had lipstick all over my face.
Just run away.
I jumped behind the couch to hide.
Pussy.
Dad came in and
Sure.
sat next to Lexi, saying, "I've got a business trip this weekend. There'll be..."
You couldn't call her and tell her that? You had to actually barge in and sit down and say, I have a business trip this weekend.
Or just
Well,
FaceTime, what the
security guards
fuck?
around to keep an eye on you, and they'll notify me if you try to go anywhere. I
Dang.
recommend you don't make another mistake. Now give me a kiss. Oh, I wanted to throw up. Was my dad kissing the same woman I'd made out with 2 minutes earlier?
Bro, of course he was.
Yes.
He married her.
Of
He was
course,
probably
I mean, like,
plowing her like
she's
a
now your
December snowstorm
stepmom,
way
but then
before
your
you even
stepmom
kissed her
didn't
like that.
try to make
Are
out
you
with you.
joking me, my guy?
Uh.
You don't think that they would have done anything like those weird noises that you're hearing from the room? They're not jumping on the bed.
I mean, yeah, but like, can't you hear the shuffling and the moaning and the groaning and all those sounds coming out of her mouth? You know what? Never mind.
Gross! But after
I
he
love that
left,
face.
Lexi and I started kissing again. It was such a
Yo.
rush because I knew
That's
it was
disgusting.
wrong. And I'd
That
never
is
even held a girl's
disgusting.
hand before, and now I was making out with a supermodel. You
Well,
would
your
have done the
stepmom.
same if you were me.
I don't know. If it was my stepmom, yeah, I probably would.
Of course, if my dad found out, he would kill us.
Dang.
I couldn't keep my hands off Lexi.
Yeah,
She
you
a
warned
pretty
me.
though.
on
She a
for
pretty
months.
though.
Whenever Dad went out, Lexi and I hooked up. Even though she was older than me, we fell in love. I gave her the kindness and affection my dad wouldn't. But then,
Hey, he
Lexi
be his
fell
dad.
pregnant. There was no
Ooh.
doubt I was the father because it happened during one of my dad's business trips.
Ooh.
Of course, we didn't tell my dad. He thought the baby was his. But after my daughter, Haley, was born, my dad became even more of an ass.
What?
He told Lexi she was fat and threatened to give Haley away if she continued screaming,
Wow.
even though she was just a baby. Lexi and I thought about running away, but we didn't have the money.
Of
And
course.
my dad would have found us anyway.
The animation
The only
is
way
here.
we'd be free was if my
Yeah.
dad died
Smoothie.
or went to jail. So, I came up with a plan.
Ooh.
I told my dad I'd changed my mind about helping with his business deals. He was so happy. He said he'd never been prouder of me.
Because
Over
of
the
his
next few
revenge.
weeks, I went with him on business meetings with various companies.
Actually, you know what? Now that I'm watching this video, the more I realize that the son sucks. Like, this son is an asshole of sons. Like, he is on the top of Asshole Mountain of the assholiest of sons.
Well, he's just
Because
like born
one,
that way
his
because
dad,
of
yeah,
his
he
dad
might
is
not be
rich
making
because
his
he's like a
money the most
politician. He
legit
has like a
way,
lot of
but
money.
He's like, hey, sonny boy, come over here and sit on Papa's lap. I'm gonna give you some money, but you just gotta come work for me. And this kid's like, no, Danny, I don't want to make money. I just want to bang out your wifey.
It was shocking how open they were about bribing my dad and how much money they were going to make. They wouldn't have been so open if they'd known that I'd planted hidden microphones in Dad's office.
Microphones!
I was
sucks.
recording
I hate
every
this
word
guy.
they
I
said.
want to punch him in his chin.
After a few months, I had enough evidence to send my dad to prison for the rest of his life.
Wow.
Ooh.
But I had an even better idea.
What?
I decided to blackmail him.
Oh, blackmail
Bro
him?
was banging out this man's
Then he
wife,
blackmailed
aka
him?
stepmom, and now he's bribing him. Wow.
That was the hardest conversation of my
Actually,
life.
What the
bribing, I mean
hell?
I'll never forget my
blackmailing,
dad's
right?
face when I told him, she's not your child.
Ooh.
He said, what? I said, Haley, she's not yours. I got
Ooh.
Lexi pregnant while you were away on a business trip.
Oh.
My dad laughed. That's the best joke I've heard in a while. But I just
He's not
glared at him
joking.
and said, Haley's mine. Lexi and I are leaving today and taking her with us. We
Who?
won't let our daughter grow up around
Oh
a
my
monster. That's when Dad realized I was telling the truth. He shoved me up against the wall and snarled, You think you can sleep with my wife and I'll just let you go? I pushed him back and said,
Oh.
You treat your wife and my daughter like servants, and we're not putting up with it.
Ooh.
I've got hours of recordings which prove you've been taking bribes.
Bro.
If something should happen to me or my family, one of my
Ooh.
friends will send them to every single journalist in this country, as well as the cops.
this is
and
really
you'll go to
well thought
prison
out.
for the rest of your life. Dad's face went red. He was so angry, he punched a hole into the wall. But he knew he couldn't touch me. An hour
Yep.
later, Lexi,
His word
Haley,
against
and I
his.
left my dad's house. We took his favorite car and $50,000 and moved into a hotel.
$50,000 in
I
cash.
thought we had plenty
And
of
his
money,
favorite car?
but we didn't.
Might as well
Lexi
saw
was
off
used to
his
living
balls
in
and bring it with
luxury,
you too.
and she hated the cheap hotel we stayed in. After just 3 months, she'd spent all our money. She told me she couldn't survive like this, and said she'd find someone else if I couldn't give her everything she wanted.
Ooh.
But how was I supposed to do that? I didn't have a job. I was barely out of high school. So, I went back to my dad and demanded $5 million.
The stones
I
on this
knew
guy.
he could afford it.
The stones.
He laughed in my face and
Wait, because like he's rich. You don't just have to ask your dad some money. You can also get a job, like right then and there, like once after you moved out. I mean, like I know you don't have much money left and you're barely out of high school, but like, bruh, aren't you like 16 or above 16? I mean, you could just get a job by then, bruh, boy.
said, Oh, I knew you were just like me. Didn't you say you wanted to earn your money legally? He was right. Maybe I wasn't any better than him. But I didn't care. I couldn't lose Lexi.
This guy
I
is
said,
whipped.
I know you have the money. Give it to me. My dad replied, I'll give it to you tomorrow at noon. But you'll have to promise me you'll never ask for money again. I said, deal. I promise.
Guys, What the hell's that? Why is this lady with the palest Momo-looking skin in the world stroking a cat?
Wow, it
Actually, it kind of looks like from
Dad gave me
Tommy,
the money, and I could buy everything
from,
Lexi wanted.
This girl right over here in the painting, this looks like Tommy from Junji Ito's collection, right? The anime of it. Even the manga, she kind of does look like Tommy, just too much. It's just the facial structure, or it could be the hair. No, it's just the facial structure.
Wait.
What?
Now the cat is on the other side and she's looking the other way? What is this?
We moved to a better hotel,
Treasury.
and we were happy for a while. But over the next few months, I began to see why Lexi had married my dad. She was incredibly shallow and only cared about money.
No,
Of course.
She was
really?
still the
Of course she
hottest
is.
woman I
She's a
knew.
gold digger.
We had nothing in common, and she refused to act like a proper mom. One day, we had a big fight. I told her she was dressing like a tramp, and I didn't want her going out with Haley looking like that. She got really offended and said, "Do you think it's fun staying in all the time with a little boy like you?"
You hit it on him. You just hit it on him right after his dad's, right from his dad's business trip. What the fuck, are you kidding me right now? Girl!
That night, I slept on the couch, and when I woke up, the safe where we kept our money was gone, and so was Lexi.
Wait,
I
what
was
about
left
your
with
daughter?
Haley, but no money to take care of
Oh.
her. I had no choice but to go back to my dad to get more money.
This guy is such a
When I
little
went to
bitch,
see
always
him,
crawling back to
he
daddy.
said,
Might as
"You
well suck on his
promised not
nipples.
to ask for more money."
Bruh,
said,
you should have gotten the job!
Lexi stole everything from me. Just give me $1 million. That'll be enough for me.
Dude
This
asked
really
for
is
$5
the
million,
last
then
time
$1
I'll
million,
ask
then
you
stole his
for
car,
anything.
banged out his wife. Come
He
on,
warned,
bro.
"This will have consequences." I didn't know what he meant, and I didn't care. He gave me the money, and
Oh,
I
he's
drove
gonna
to
set
the
him up?
hotel Haley and I lived
He's
in.
gonna set him up!
But a few days later, when I went to Haley's kindergarten to pick her up, they told me her mom and grandfather had picked her up already. My blood ran cold. A few minutes later, my cell beeped with a text
Ooh.
from my dad. It read, "Come to my house. We need to talk."
What's going
I didn't
on?
want to go, but I had to make sure Haley was safe. When I arrived, Dad was holding my daughter in his lap. She was sleeping, and well. He said,
Well. How the turntables...
"I
Damn,
won't
this is getting
play
interesting.
your games anymore. Your daughter and Lexi will live far away from you. They'll be safe as long as you don't publish any of the recordings." I begged and pleaded. "Don't take my daughter. I want to live with her. I'll give you back the $1 million if you'll just let me be with her." But my dad said, "You're lucky she's still alive. And since I'm feeling generous, I'll let you see your daughter once a year." I looked at my
Once a
sleeping
year?
child. She was so beautiful. I wanted to hold her tight and never let go, but I knew I had no choice. So I went back to my hotel.
Why do these stories keep
I
taking these
realized I had
weird,
$1 million
zigzaggy turns?
and almost every
Uh-huh.
freedom in the world. Life wasn't too bad, even though I missed Haley like crazy.
Dang.
That's why, over the next few months, I apologized over and over to my dad, hoping he'd change his mind. But he wouldn't. Since I didn't see Haley very often, she barely knew who I was when I visited her once a year. I took lots of photos of her while we were together, but she always looked sad and never called me dad. Seeing her like
Ooh.
that broke my heart. She deserved better. I was desperate to do something, but
Bro,
since
this
I
story
couldn't
ain't
use
over
the
yet?
recordings I had, I didn't know what.
Like, you already
The more I
took the
thought about
fattest
it,
L.
the only solution I could think of
What
was
could
if
you
my
possibly
dad
be
died.
talking about?
Now, I'm not saying I planned his death. He was always surrounded by bodyguards, guys who'd been in the army. I wouldn't stand a
true.
chance against them.
True.
But one day, my dad was assassinated.
Oh.
No.
Of course, it had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, it
but
had nothing to
it
do with
solved
him,
all
you know?
my problems.
You know what I mean?
I got my daughter back and inherited all my dad's money. The only one who was left with nothing was Lexi. She came to see me and begged me to give her some money. I asked her, "Why should I give money to someone who stole from me?" She replied, "Because your dad took all my money away from me, and I'm the mother of your child." Wow. In the end, we
Wow.
agreed I'd pay her a small allowance as long as Haley lived with me. I hate giving money to a selfish woman like her, but at least I have my daughter back. And that's all that matters to me.
Okay. Well, I don't know why, but don't these stories always seem so freaking fake? But on the off chance,
yeah, like a little bit, because that was like
real,
too much.
Aren't you guys kind of curious how these people actually look like in real life? Like
yeah,
the
exactly.
dad, the son, the looking wife.
You know, a while ago when I was watching Actually Happened, I watched this story, or no, I think it was like Story Me. When I watched from this channel of Story Me, one of the channel mentioned about a girl. She said she hates being too beautiful, because she hates being too beautiful, and I saw her actual channel. It's not her actual channel, but it's from school channel. But I just saw her watch how she actually looked like, and she wasn't even that bad. She's not even like super pretty. She's just like, you know, normal looking, like everybody else. Like I see in my entire life. I mean, like, I never seen like someone so pretty before, unless like it's one of your famous celebrity artists, like, you know, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and so much more of all the girls and guys. Just saying.
Like, I want to see what they actually look like. So then maybe we could just be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But watch this dude be the most butt ugly ass kid that we've ever seen this side of the Mississippi. And then the girl's not even a supermodel. She's just like your run-of-the-mill model. I don't know. Okay, guys, don't ask me why I'm watching this, but I'm a little curious, and I know you guys are too once I tell you the title of this video. It is called I Am Breastfed at 16.
I watched this one already.
He's about to have his driver's license sucking on mom's nipples. Yeah. So let's check this out.
Hey, I'm Chris, and I've always been very close with my mom. I guess it's because my dad left us when I was a baby.
That doesn't mean you gotta suck on your mom's tits till you're 16, but you know what? To each their own.
Ever since, our favorite activity was her breastfeeding me.
That's your favorite activity? It's like, Mom, I'm bored. Like... Can I suck on your...
But on my 10th birthday, she asked me if I wanted to stop doing it. I was shocked and started crying, because I loved drinking my mom's milk.
What the heck,
It tastes much better than cow milk, because even though it starts off a bit watery, after a few seconds it gets really creamy.
Whoa, what
That's
gets
why
creamy,
I told
bro?
her I would never stop drinking my milk. And to this day, every morning and every evening, my mom comes into my room to breastfeed me. I guess the only weird thing is that I'm 16.
The only weird thing is that you're 16. No, yeah, bro, you're just weird in general.
Yeah, you're just very weird.
I actually didn't know it was strange to be breastfed as a teenager, because my mom homeschooled me until 8th grade.
Okay, so like, I know kids, all of you kids are getting like homeschooled because of your parents. They don't just want to shield you from the outside world and how it looks like. But you just have to deal with it. You just have to cope with reality. Not like, you know, indoors, but like cope out with the real world and how it is.
After that I went to a public school. And when I asked one of my classmates if he'd rather drink milk from a cow or from his mom, he started laughing because he thought I was making a joke. But I don't think it's something to laugh about. I mean, what's wrong about being breastfed as a teenager? It tastes amazing.
Bro, are you really going to give us a list of why sucking your mom's boobs is beneficial? You know what? I'll suck your mom's boobs if I can get strong immunity.
Wait, what?
Lower risk of allergies and sickness. Optimal brain development. Oh yeah, give me that titty right now.
Lots of health benefits, and I have a really close relationship with my mom because of it. The only thing I wish is that my mom was less overprotective and less involved in my life. I often feel like I'm living in a bubble.
True.
Like,
I mean,
she won't let me play soccer.
I know, like, some of you kids like to tell, like, you know, little details of what happens to your life, but like, your parents do freak out, like, what actually happened to your life events. Like, you know, you had a boyfriend since, like, you know, you were 12, you know, that kind of young age, and those kind of events. Like, you don't have to, like, overreact about it, parents. For parents, you don't have to overreact about it. You just have to be a bit more understanding. And like, if it doesn't work out that way for your kids, I mean, like, you know, just support what they want to choose and they don't want to choose. I mean, like, till their age of 13, when they're a teen already. You know, when the anxiety comes down the stage!
With my classmates because she is worried about me being injured. And when I meet up with friends at a mall, she wears a wig and follows us wherever we go to make sure I'm safe. It's super annoying, but most of the time,
she just like pops out of nowhere, just starts giving the titty to him.
Doesn't allow me to go outside at all.
No, she pops out like
for my own
Thanos.
safety, but I think she's just jealous when I'm hanging out with my friends because she
that is
doesn't
true.
have any friends herself.
She's too clingy.
And if I should ever get a
Of course, I'm clingy,
girlfriend,
but not very
my
clingy
mom
like
would
that.
probably go crazy and try to destroy our relationship.
Dang.
Because I don't think she could handle sharing her son with another woman.
Fine.
But isn't it a normal part of life to become independent of your parents?
True.
To move out and start your own life and your own family?
True.
Well, I know it will break my mom's heart, but as soon as I go to college,
yeah.
I will move out of her place.
Actually, like right now, I'm in college. I'm still in my parents' place. I mean, like our place, because like I just live here since I was like 12 or 13. And so yeah, that's how my life goes.
I haven't told her yet, but I already made the decision. Her style of parenting already made me become the weird kid in school. Because whenever something happens that I don't like, I just start crying or screaming.
Dang.
I know it's immature, but I can't help it. My emotions just take over.
It's because of the breast milk, man. It's the breast milk.
Like
It's
one
coming
time
into
a
your
classmate of
mind,
mine took
boy.
a potato from my plate and ate it. He knew I would get upset about it. But he probably didn't expect what I did next.
You punched him.
I got so mad that I threw the
Falcon
rest of my
punch!
plate into his
Oh.
face, and then I started screaming as loud as I could in the middle of our cafeteria.
Bro, this man.
It took me a few seconds to realize that I had embarrassed myself in front of my
No,
whole
you should
school.
have Falcon punched.
It
Just
was
kidding.
the most pathetic moment in my life. And
Or
now
just, like,
everybody
push him
thinks
off.
that I'm a complete
Shove him off
weirdo.
and then run away.
I actually blame my mom for me being so immature. She homeschooled me until I was 14,
Yeah, you're
and I
gonna still
never
suck
had
on her
any
tits,
other
though.
kids to play with. So I
Yeah.
never learned the rules of how to interact with other people.
That is true.
I guess she is
You should have
scared
learned
of
on your
losing me
own.
and wants me to stay mature, so that I'll never move out of her home. That's why I recently told her I wanted to join the military once I turn 18. I was just joking, but she almost had a heart attack and started
Jeez.
begging me not to do it. She said it's too dangerous for a little boy like me.
I know you
got
think of him
angry
as a little
and
boy,
wanted to
but he
tell
won't be a
her
little
I'm not
boy
a little
anymore.
boy anymore. But then she offered me to play hide and seek again, just like in the old times. It's a game where my mom hides somewhere inside our house, and once I find her, I can drink her milk as a reward.
Free titty milk! Free titty milk! Free titty milk! Free titty milk? Free titty milk award? I don't know with
He's
this
so
kid.
surprised that people think he's the weird kid in school, but he playing hide and go suck my fat tits with his mom. With
That's
his
what you
mom.
think. Next
not
video.
With a girlfriend, not with one of his friends that might have man boobs, but his mom.
It's just
He
his mom.
is sucking on his mom's tits after playing hide and go seek. He's actually playing hide and go teat.
We hadn't played this game in years,
That's
so I got
insane.
really excited, and we ended up playing for hours.
He's just like, found ya. Found you, Mom.
Dude!
Oh, there you are hiding under the table, Mom. Give me those titties. I don't even know what I'm saying right now, man. I hope my neighbors don't hear me.
It felt so good and comforting, because it was just like in the old times. But afterward, I realized my mom had tricked me into being a little boy again. It's all a part of her selfish plan to keep me immature. Anyways, for the next 2 years, I will continue to live with my mom, and I'm not planning to stop
Don't
breastfeeding
show
anytime
that. Don't
soon.
show that.
I simply enjoy it
Grown
too
ass
much.
man on the boobs.
But I do know that at some point, I need to grow up and become independent of my mom. Because right now, I'm a pathetic weasel that can't even take
Pathetic
care of
weasel?
himself.
That's an
So
understatement.
if I ever want to have a wife
Pathetic
and kids,
weasel more like a
I
pussy!
first need to become a mature and reliable man.
You ain't never getting mature if
Anyways,
you're gonna suck
thank
on
you for
that.
listening to my story. And please subscribe to this channel.
Okay. That was actually really good. That was actually really entertaining. A good story.
Yeah, it is a
I
good
feel
story.
like I believe it. Let's see what people said. Use me as a what the fuck did I just watch? It was time for Thomas to leave. He had seen everything. It starts on water and then gets creamy.
No!
Everyone, no one get the
The comments are the best, okay? Museum! Museum right here!
because his dad never came back with the milk.
I never to stop drinking her milk, quote unquote. Oh my
The
gosh.
most embarrassing moment of my life, dude. You literally drink mom titties.
Oh my gosh. I blame your mom for immaturity. Also, okay, no.
Yeah, but everyone thinks I'm a weirdo. Also him. It starts off a little watery, then turns creamy. These freaking comments is so good, dude. Why do I feel like
Oh my gosh! Jesus just apologized and just joined the chat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
oh my goodness. Oh.
Anyway, YouTuber says one bad word, Yidogrino. These exist, also YouTube. Oh yeah, that's okay.
Wow. Alright guys, but that's gonna do it for this episode of reacting to more of these Share My Story animations. They are ridiculous, but I am having a great time. I am laughing so freaking hard. Hopefully you guys are
The comments were really good,
If
okay?
you guys want to see me react to any more of these videos,
Yes, please
any
react to
other
more.
animations on the internet,
Yes,
please let
please.
me know what types of animations you'd like me to react to.
Share My
And if
Story,
you
Story
enjoyed
Me,
this
and
particular
Actually Happened.
series,
Those are the
make sure you
3
guys give
channels.
this video
Sorry, I
one
forgot about that
big
one.
Fat like.
And tell a friend that Jake from the Cub Scouts is that dude. Okay, that was like the funniest thing in this video. It was just the comments, because the comments down below right in other videos, they are the best. They're like a museum. You just enjoy it, you just read it, and then when you see something that fascinates you, like something that does not exist, and this video does exist, and just like, yes, it is funny. Come on. I love comments like these, okay? If you guys so much for watching this video for today, and so see ya, and don't want to be ya.